Welcome to the Bullits and Bourbon podcast, where it's not about the bourbon, but more about who you share it with.
Hey everybody, Jason here with Bullits Bourbon, and this is episode 70, our midweek review, and we're back, kind of. We're man, I tell you what, the holidays have been rough on us so far.
We're always one man down.
Yeah, between, your stomach and Craig having to cart people around.
Your vacation.
My vacation. Oh, we're going to blame it on my vacation.
Oh, yeah.
So, in any event, welcome back, Danimal. He is back. He missed that Iron City one. How do you feel about missing something cool like that?
Fucking sucks.
Sucks balls. Well, you deserve it.
Yeah.
So,
and I hope my doctors aren't watching this episode.
Yeah, because you're on a no drinking order.
Yeah. Bleeding stomach ulcers,
But
no
hey,
drinking.
here's to knowing yourself, right?
Hey, I know my body.
You gotta know your own body. So we're gonna kick it off. As most people know, our midweek episodes are our whiskey heavier reviews, and tonight we went with something that was a new pickup that we just got recently here in PA. That I haven't, I probably passed over it in the past, but I thought, it's time to give it a look. And that is the Baker 7-year High Rye Bourbon Single Barrel. And gotta be honest with you, I was a little hesitant on buying this one at the price because I think it was about a $70 bottle.
Okay.
And then I got to thinking about it. I was like, there's not much that I don't like from Beam. Beam Suntory always comes out with really good stuff. So picked it up. Figure we might as well give it a try. Here's what we got. Give it a go. Let me know what you think. I'm curious what you think.
On the nose, it's a little sweet.
Yeah. It definitely has that rye taste to it, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as being, a 107 proof is pretty damn good for an entry level. For where it sits at.
Comes in a little. I don't want to say hot, but there's a nice light to medium hug on it.
On the nose, I get the baking spices. On the palate, I get the peppery taste.
Yes, I get that on the palate.
But it's almost a weird on the palate. It's like a sweet peppery taste, not a spicy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's not like
overpowering.
Not like my chicken cock, where it's very peppery and baking spice heavy.
It doesn't drink like 107. It drinks like a 90 to me.
I'd say no.
Or
it's
closer
right
to that.
I'd say it's right at the 107 spot.
You feel like that's where it bites at?
It has some immediate heat, but it's not a long-lasting hug.
Well, when I poured this over ice, and then I had to run around and do some stuff really quick, the hug wasn't an overwhelming hug, but now when I taste it neat, I really enjoy the hug. The hug on it is very nice. The finish is lingering. It's got a good oily mouth feel to it. Really enjoy the hug. The nose, and maybe it's because we drank a little bit. I'm not picking up all the notes on the nose like I normally do. I get vanilla. I get the kind of, it's a hard, like I say, sweet pepper. It's a weird.
On the nose, you get that sweet
pepper.
Smell.
Yeah. And then for the actual palate, I pick up those vanilla and caramel, those deep charred notes to it. There's another flavor in there, and I swear it's something like a sweet dark fruit, but I can't pin what
plums
dark.
Or figs.
Yeah, maybe like a plum or a fig. No, I don't try it again. Yeah, fig. Yeah, like a fig? Almost like a fig. Or a mix between a fig and a plum.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. It's not overpowering. It's not super complex where you sit there trying to figure out what it is.
You said this is what, a $70 bottle?
Yeah, I you know what, I should probably look on the interweb and figure out what it's supposed to retail for.
I mean, it's not. I mean, for $70, this is something that I'd pick up.
Yeah, they have it going for anywhere between 60 and 80, I guess, depending on state to state, like what it is. Well worth the pour. Well worth the buy. I'm happy that I grabbed this. We have a lot of Jim Beam. We're collectively big Beam Suntory fans. I mean, they are the largest. They are the kings of whiskey distribution, and especially after the Suntory part came into the Beam.
Yeah.
And, there's a connection, to PA because the Beams come from Lancaster County, and they were kind of the kings of what, whiskey started in America. So overall, I really enjoy this pour. I think I like it better neat than I like it over the ice.
Really?
I would have encouraged you to try it neat, but I don't
think my stomach can handle it.
Yeah, you're not able to handle it now.
That.
So, and I'm double fisting. I'm finishing off one and I'm moving to the other. It's what I do.
I like the bottle top on it though. That's a nice.
Yeah, it's a good classy bottle. The Baker's, the regular Baker's 7-year single barrel is a good bottle.
We've had that before.
We've had it. We always keep it on the shelf. It's not hard to find. I don't know if this is a hard to find bottle or not, or if this is one that is a one-off that we're going to see in the state stores, and then you got to search out again for it. I mean, you just kind of never know.
Is this something they have commonly, the High Rye?
I think it's new to their lineup, to be honest with you. I haven't done
see a lot of High Ryes outside of Pennsylvania from my experience.
So, yeah, that's...
You get your regular ryes, but not so much the High Rye.
And it may be a shift. I mean, we do know that Beam has looked a lot in Pennsylvania. They've been paying attention to what's going on and the kind of the whiskey revival in Pennsylvania and bringing back that historical content. I don't know if this influenced this at all. I doubt it.
I mean, yeah,
because it's 7 years old. Yeah. But this is a hell of a great addition to their lineup. I will keep an eye out for this bottle. I feel bad because I saw it in the state store and I didn't even think to call Craig or you and be like, hey, man, you guys want a bottle? It just seemed to me like it was one of those bottles that should be there anyway.
Oh, yeah, it's something you can find on a regular
there
basis.
All the time. So,
yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I definitely recommend if you can find it for about $70, give it a shot. If you like a good High Rye bourbon, this is going to hit that mark. Great flavor, really good mouthfeel. I kind of wrap it up with I love the hug, and
yeah, it's a good hug.
Yeah.
It's you get some immediate heat.
We're gonna put that on
like
rice
right off the bat, but then it's not long lasting.
Yeah.
It's like there and then it's gone.
It beckons you back for another pour, which is what I like about a good whiskey. It says when another whiskey, when you drink a whiskey and it's like, hey, drink me again. You can't put it down. That's good whiskey. It could be dangerous, but.
Oh, yeah.
I think in our physical conditions right at the moment, I don't give a shit at this point.
It's life.
It's the only way I get pain relief, know. So yeah, all in all, Baker's 7 High Rye Bourbon Single Barrel. Of course, this is a Jim Beam Suntory product. Check it out if you get it. And, fly high with it,
Fly high. They're not out of New Jersey, are they?
Yeah, we're going to go down the drone path, right?
Oh, we got to go down the drone path.
All right.
But I mean, last week, the Pentagon spokeswoman, I forget her name, something sang.
Dipshit McGriff?
No, it was the female spokeswoman.
She's a dipshit.
That came out and said.
She's a dipshit.
That these are not a foreign or adversary drones. Here's my problem with the whole drone situation. They're saying they're not foreign and they're not from adversaries and that we shouldn't be concerned. All right? Obviously, something the general public doesn't. Just put it out there. Put out there exactly what it is. If it's a military exercise, if it's a NASA experiment or whatever it is, hey, put it out there. This is why people don't trust the government.
Here's the funny thing, right? We both work for the government in our real jobs.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I do.
Oh, yeah.
And this is two-part. One, I am at the breaking point with dealing with this administration's spokespeople throughout the DOD, DOE, any agency. They are the largest group of fucking morons I have ever heard in my adult life.
Well,
they're dumb as shit. You don't get up there and say they're not foreign or adversarial, but we don't know what they are. That is the dumbest fucking statement you can say. You have got to be a goddamn retard. And I know that we don't like using that word, but you are retarded if you say some stupid shit like that on national TV. It's not foreign or adversarial, but we don't know what it is. Come on, man.
You got to know something. Because here's the thing. You got congressmen, senators, that are screaming, we need answers. You got local police, local FBI, everybody screaming, what is this? But then at the same time, you're telling people not to shoot it down. I understand that portion because they're 12 feet tall, so you shoot something down that's 12 feet, about the size of a car, it's going to cause some damage.
You throw a quarter off the Empire State Building and kill somebody, right? Yeah. Okay, so if you shoot a 6 foot, 6 foot by 6 foot drone down, and you're going to cause some damage. But here's my problem with the entire thing. Avery is a pilot. He's, and I asked this question when he came home. All the kids are here. I got my daughter, my son, my daughter's boyfriend Andrew, who we're going to get on. But we're all sitting around talking about this. I said, Avery, I was like, what do you think about this whole drone shit? He got pissed, right? He's like, I don't care what the fuck is going on up there. I just want people to stop lasing me with laser pointers. Yeah. Because people are now getting interested about what's above them. And so they're hitting them. Now, I didn't know this. In all the years in the Air Force and all the airframes that I've flown on to go someplace, I didn't know that. I thought the laser thing was just if it hit the windshield of the aircraft, it could mess with the pilot's eyes. No. It can mess with their whole instrument panel. It can mess with their avionics systems. It can short because it refracts around the aircraft. I didn't know that. And he explained that to me. And he's like, he's been lased twice since this whole drone thing. Now, some of these drones are aircraft. When you look at an aircraft at night, you have a spatial displacement. Oh yeah. This should not be. Fuck, if our public school system was halfway decent anymore, we'd understand this, right? But we do have a drone problem. They flew over Wright Pat Air Force Base,
over the Pentagon,
not over the Pentagon, over his home in New Jersey. They flew over Fort Dix. So now, without going into what I do, because I don't want to do that, but that's huge foul. And if I'm telling you I don't know what they are, that's a problem.
What's a huge problem? Because here's the thing. You don't want people jumping to conclusions. You don't want to create mass panic and hysteria. You know how the internet is. Yeah. People are like, oh, they're aliens. They're coming from the ocean. They're coming from Iran. Yeah. They're the orbs. The orbs, even the whole orb thing. Just come on, say hey, NASA's conducting experiments,
or DARPA, or any one of these advanced agencies doing a red Sox. But here's it's not aliens. Aliens don't want to deal with us. They look at us like we are absolute morons. I promise you. But if I'm an alien and I look at Earth, I'm like, these fucking people are stupid. I'm not wasting my time.
But here's the thing. Don't come out and say, we don't know what they are. Yeah. Because how much faith does that give you into the government?
And we still got this jackass John Kirby. Let me tell you something about John Kirby, the national security spokesman. There was the DOD spokesman who was a rear admiral who's been a spokesman in the Pentagon since going all the way back to 2001. Fuck that guy. Like, I appreciate
Tell me how you really feel.
This son of a bitch, along with a couple others, have been a bane in my... I just want to choke the fuck out of this chair-sitting Pentagon fuck. Those of us, you know this. We have a disdain for headquarters. We always have, but especially the Pentagon fucks.
Well, I'm just waiting for them to put Fauci up on the stand saying, hey...
wear masks.
Wear masks. This is for science.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But... honestly, we're lucky this isn't happening down in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi.
Oh, hell
Those
no.
motherfuckers would be shot out of the sky left and right.
These sons of bitches down so quick, and they'd hang it like they'd hang a 12-point buck off the wall. Look at my 6 foot by 6 foot drone, motherfucker.
But the thing is, just come out and just say, hey, this is X, Y, and Z running exercises or running testing. Because here's the other thing that I heard. You remember the fires in Hawaii? And I forget where the other fires were, where they were saying it was all done by lasers and everything that was blue wasn't touched. Now people are starting to panic that, hey, what if they're starting to survey, New Jersey for like some type of laser type thing?
Wouldn't be a bad idea to burn Jersey.
Or something like that, you know what I mean?
At least they've chosen state wisely this time.
Then the other big conspiracies out there that there's a dirty bomb somewhere in New Jersey and that these drones are out there looking for this dirty bomb.
Oh, come on, really?
And people are like, seriously, there's some people out there on the internet like causing a little bit of panic.
So I don't know, like, what's caused the people to look up all of a sudden. But they are looking up, and they didn't do this for a while. Now, I know, so our experience with drones are going to be a little bit more intimate probably than most people because we started experiencing drone warfare in Iraq. Very rudimentary. They fly a drone over the base, they drop a mortar, they drop a dirty bomb, whatever like that. And, there are all kinds of restrictions on drones that people don't know. It's got to be registered. It has an FAA number,
Well,
like that.
that's the thing.
But
The
if you,
FAA don't know shit.
yeah,
supposedly.
but if you build your own, which you don't have to be a genius to build your own, none of that matters.
Because the other big thing I heard that I heard the NASA conspiracy. I heard the Google conspiracy that it's Google using a LiDAR to do kind of like a Google Earth and
Mapping.
doing mapping.
Why at night?
Why at night? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
what do you get at night? You don't get a lot at night unless you run thermals. Or
LiDAR. Some
unless
type of
it's
LiDAR.
unless you're putting drones up for signals intelligence capture,
Yeah.
right? You're trying to capture intelligence. Could it be corporate espionage? Yeah, it could be corporate. It could be, one corporate U.S. company going against other, or it could be a bunch of people. Now, this was the new one today that we were talking about. That a lot of amateur drone enthusiasts are having what's called drone wars. So Team A puts a bunch up, Team B puts a bunch up, and when they fly near each other, they shut each other down. So when you get near some of these drones, it has an automatic return to sender
kind of like the Top Gun of drones.
Yeah. So, I hope it's a bunch of nerds having fun with drones. I don't buy it, though. Here's why I don't buy it.
Because here's the thing: if it's a bunch of nerds having fun, the government would have shut that shit down
In a heartbeat.
a week or two ago.
In a heartbeat, yeah.
But the fact that it's still going on tells me it's something more than a bunch of nerds having fun.
Here's what I do know. Our government knows what they are. If there's any doubt about that, wake up. They know what they are. They're not telling us. Now, I'm fine with that to a degree.
No, not one fucking bit.
I'm fine with that to a degree because
at least tell us a good fucking lie.
There you go. Give us something. This is an advanced program test. This is a fielding.
This is a military test.
This is a military test.
Military exercise.
But don't you friggin' sit there and tell me you don't know what it is. Because when I hear that, I want to take your face and I want to smack it against the cement until your fucking face pops off. It's stupid.
Oh, yeah.
It's stupid. Because if I want to, if you didn't know what it was, you could just shoot one down. You could.
Legally, I don't think you can.
No, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the government.
Oh, yeah.
You could come up because you've already flown. These drones have already appeared over areas, sensitive areas that are no-fly zones. They have. Wright Pat was one. Fort Dix. We know these because these are military installations, and they're absolute no-fly zones.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear this. Oh, we can't do this. Just shut up. This is the problem with this whole administration for the last 4 years is they think the American people are dumb as fuck, and they're not. Okay, did anybody ever stop and ask themselves why these drones are not appearing south of the Mason-Dixon line?
Oh, they'd be shot down.
Because we would shoot them the fuck out of the sky without even thinking about it, and then when the FBI shows up, we'd be like, "Fuck you."
Oh yeah,
this is now my drone.
Billy Bob in his trailer park.
Yeah. So come on, man. I'm tired of this drone thing. I can't watch one news cycle without drone this and drone that. Shoot them down, or tell us the truth, or shut the fuck up about it.
Well, it's so bad. Biden came out and made comments. I think it was.
Is he still alive?
Yesterday or today.
He's still in office.
And here's the thing that killed me. He was bad before, and they've been keeping him out of the spotlight, out of the camera. But his speech today or yesterday, whatever it was difficult to watch.
My man is straight up Alzheimer's.
Difficult to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it makes you scratch your head. I mean,
I'm like, no.
My dude is at the point right now where he's shitting his pants. He's wearing diapers.
Oh, 100%.
He's wearing diapers.
100%.
Yeah, there's no way he's not taking a shit while talking to the American public. You ever watch him? He'll be like sitting there, and all of a sudden he
makes that face like a baby.
Yeah,
that baby face,
he's taking a dump. He has taken a dump in his pants, and he's like, "Oh, because I get that."
That's a little warm.
Yeah, we've all been there, right? When that one comes out,
shit, that wasn't a fart.
And then it kind of reality rushes back, and you're like, "Oh, wow." Yeah, my man Biden has shit himself probably a half a dozen times on camera.
Oh, easily.
I wonder what the over-under is on that.
I'd say 6.
6 times? You think he's probably shit his...
I'd say that's the benchmark.
How many times do you think Camilla shit herself?
None. She probably has a butt plug. Speaking of caught on tape and butt plugs, have you been paying any more attention to the Diddy nonsense?
Oh, Jesus. I knew you were going to go down the Diddy route.
And now they're pulling in JayZ, and supposedly, rumor has it, there's a comment or a Twitter post about JayZ going down. And supposedly, Beyonce Knowles' mom liked the post. But there's a lot of conspiracy now.
This ain't Texas.
Tying JayZ to Diddy. And they're even going back. You remember when Beyonce Knowles' sister beat JayZ's ass in the elevator?
Oh, did she?
This was years ago.
She beat his ass?
Yeah, I mean, she swung on him a couple times. But they're connecting this to the whole Diddy thing and the pedophiliality and all the crazy.
Did you just make a word up?
Yes.
Pedophiliality? That's actually a good made up word if that's not a real word. Pedophiliality.
Fucking put it in the dictionary.
Otherwise known as Diddy syndrome.
Diddy, Epstein, JayZ. Lock them all up.
I made the comment to you about Kendrick Lamar talking. I was mowing the other day, picking up leaves, and I was listening to that one song where he talks about certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
And he's talking about Drake.
He's talking about Drake. But then as you listen to some of the other songs, he just goes on to diss pretty much everybody
in the industry.
On the East Coast, especially, while sticking up for Pac. It was weird, especially the timing, but just the audacity, because Kendrick doesn't give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't give a shit. He's just like, whatever.
Well,
he's probably the last real rapper mainstream out there now.
That's they're pulling a lot of stuff out now, and we didn't think about it back then. They're pulling out the R. Kelly, Aaliyah back in the day when she was a teenager and he was in his 20s. And now they got JayZ up there when he's 26, 27, and Beyonce was 16 at the time.
Was she 16 at the time?
I don't know if that's.
Or she was young.
She was young. She was young.
Yeah.
But they're putting a lot of stuff out there now, and it's they're even starting to pull Hollywood celebs in. But there's a lot of Hollywood celebrities coming out now, kind of making comments about different things and different people in Hollywood. They're saying Hollywood's becoming a ghost town because people don't want to get wrapped up in this Diddy stuff. Because Diddy was smart and taped a lot of stuff. Those tapes that are going to drop will be worse than the Epstein flight logs.
Oh, that's good content, though. I'm here for it. I want to see it burn.
I want to watch the world burn. Sit back with a glass of bourbon, watch it all burn down.
It's so funny because, these people, they live this life. They get to this realm where they really don't understand that they are still accountable to the man behind the trigger. They don't believe they are. Nobody believes they are when they get power. But
everybody thinks
they're untouchable.
Level, they're untouchable.
But there's always a hunter, and so when there's a hunter, there's always prey to hunt. And I don't think that people with power, perceive power like that, understand that you got to have your guard up at all times. I don't know how you be a politician. People dig your past, every mistake that you make. But in this case, this is some sick stuff.
Yeah. But the thing that kills me, I go back. I finally got into Yellowstone a couple weeks ago. Finally watched all 5 seasons.
About time.
And it's like these big corporations. They think they're untouchable. You fuck around with the wrong person, you're gonna find out.
You're
gonna find out. And that's like these celebs. They think, hey, I got status, I got money, I'm untouchable. You piss the wrong person off, you're gonna find out real quick.
We just saw that play out. In the realest sense with the United Healthcare CEO.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't know this kid Luigi. I don't know what his motive. They're dissecting this.
Dude, here's the thing. I wish I had enough money to bail him out because I know you're not in Allegheny County and this isn't gonna affect you. But did you see Allegheny County here in Pittsburgh?
36% tax.
36% tax increase on homeowners.
I bet 36%. I bet you ain't moving to Allegheny. You're moving.
I'm moving to Washington County. 100%. 36%. Like what the fuck are you thinking?
At some point, greed begets greed, right? So just like this dude in Chicago, this mayor of Chicago, his own citizens are like, dude, what are you doing? They're yelling at him, and he's arguing. You are a representative of your people, and it should come as no surprise when acts of violence happen to people when they defy the general good nature of the masses. All right. I'm not advocating for what this dude Luigi may have done, allegedly have done. But I'm telling you that we've got a problem that goes back as old as time, and that's greed. Greed has always been there. It's pre-biblical. I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise. But throughout the history of the world, when greed gets to the point of excess, what happens?
Oh yeah,
you have revolution, you have violence.
You have revolutions. You have violence, and I go back to Nas, one of his albums years ago. He said it: the Roman Empire fell
because of greed.
And he's like, United States ain't too far behind.
Yeah,
I mean, you're getting greed.
We think we've evolved past it. It's like you've heard me say this before. I love the idea when somebody says the pen is mightier than the sword, and they say it all arrogantly. Usually comes from an Ivy League mouth. Oh, the pen is mightier than the sword.
Till I rock that jaw.
Yeah. No man in the history of written human civilization has ever said that bullshit to the man that holds a sword and lived to tell about it.
So speaking of that,
food for thought.
I don't know how many of the reels and TikTok influencers and social media influencers and the YouTubers that do the pranks. Have you seen the guys that go into the projects and try to prank gang members?
Yeah, that's just I've seen a couple.
I'm waiting for one of these dudes.
Yeah, one of these dudes are going to get smoke showed.
Like you rolling up to cars, pounding on the window. They're blacked out, tinted out, and you know what I mean. They're clicked up, and you're like you in the wrong hood.
See, this is a case of believing in all the things that you don't like, but believe it. Like the institution's like, oh well, we can do this and get away with it. We're anti-cop, but we're going to do this because of law and order. But not understanding that at the end of the day, it's predator versus prey.
Well, it's like the guy that tried that shit in the mall, like I think it was like 3, maybe 4 years ago. He tried pranking some dude in the mall and wouldn't get out of the dude's face. Dude pulled out a pistol and blasted him. I'm like, when are these people going to learn? Like, you think it's all fun and games till you roll up on the wrong person?
There's a saying, right? Fuck around and what?
Find out.
Yeah, I don't know where we've veered off as a society to minding your own business and being polite to one another. And why would you try to provoke a response from a gangbanger? You have, especially if you're doing that. Number one, if you do that, you don't have any idea what their life. Oh, I'm going to use this word. What their lived experience is, right? Well, you don't know what they're what
I don't
they're
even
about.
care if it's a fucking gangbanger. You don't know how somebody's day's going.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Well, what happens if they do it to us?
You know what I mean? You roll up on the wrong person on any given day, you're going to get got. Mm-hmm. And I don't care how funny you think it is. You're like, oh, it's a prank. It's a prank. Fuck your prank.
But that's society now, right? Society now is driven by this need and desire to get likes and get shares and get looks and get thumbs up and shit.
Hey, I'm trying to get likes and share on TikTok.
Yeah, but
YouTube.
we're not going. We're not going over there and poking MS-13 or the Bloods or the Crips in the asshole, right? I mean, we're a little bit smarter than that. I'm just saying that, people have lost their collective mind. You think that they think that here's the lesson. They think that they can hide behind anything. There was a kid in New York, Denny Penny, right, who did the right thing, jumped in, was the savior to innocent people on a train. And you can't even do the right thing anymore in this fucking society that we're in America without some douchebag, fat fuck piece of crap DA trying to prosecute somebody for saving life. This Alvin Bragg fucktard, this fucking human piece of dick scum. I'm sorry.
I've never had dick scum. Please tell me a little bit about dick scum.
This fucking human abortion that should have happened is going to prosecute the best of us, right? The protector of society. Right, this is where we're at. It's upside down day now. It doesn't make any sense anymore. So you got somebody that's going to put his life on the line to protect other people, and you're going to prosecute him for choking out some fucking whacked out crackhead fucking idiot? Oh, and he's not guilty, but now his dad, who wasn't involved in his life at all, wants to make a quick dollar, is going to sue him in court. This is America now.
Oh, yeah.
This is how stupid and out of touch we've gotten. If we were any bit of historians, we would look back and we would parallel this to what Rome went through before they fell.
Well, here's the kicker. I loved, me and your wife, we worked together in the same office. And I love the fact she came in on, I think it was Tuesday, she came in and was like, I think it was Forbes or somebody else that said 2025
Rage quit.
Rage quit.
The year of rage quit.
The year of rage quit. And I see it happening. Like I have a buddy, they just eliminated 50 some hours of PTO for 2025 for his company. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's already looking for a new job, ready to quit. And it's like, there's certain things. Hey, people are only going to go so far.
Yeah. Because we had discussed this too about how the incoming administration, the Trump administration, wants to eliminate these remote positions or these telework positions. Yeah. And we're kind of like, well, what does that mean? Because, we work in this world where you have government positions that are position description run.
Yeah.
Those probably won't get touched. But in D.C., for example, you have the Reagan building. Enormous. And it costs a ton of money to operate these buildings. And it's only at 6% capacity. So obvious fraud, waste, and abuse. And we know that the majority of the workers that work there are not telework positions. They're not by their job code. Description. They've just been on this extended COVID fucking nonsense, right? The Dr. Fauci, wear your mask everywhere, decree. And so I find it hard to understand that any company would shoot themselves in the foot by eliminating stuff that's for a solid workforce. I don't get that, because the workforce is going to get very competitive in about 3 or 4 months.
Well, I see. So you see a lot of businesses have once their leases have expired for the big buildings,
they're out.
They're out, moving to smaller buildings because they realize they get just as much work out of their employees that are teleworking or remote. Sometimes they get actual more work because it kind of evens out, I would think. Because you got the people that feel guilty that they got to do a little bit more because they're working from home, and then you got the people that are going to use and abuse that shit.
You got the people that that from their normal work hours, let's say 8 to 4 or whatever. They may spend 4 hours actually working and 4 hours fucking off. But then a lot of those people are going to pick their phones up and do work at weird times, 6 at night, 9 at night, or they wake up early and they do some work. They're more productive because they feel empowered to take kind of ownership of the situation. Yeah. And listen, there are a shit ton of bad government workers. You and I, know this better than anybody. We have some dog shit, fucking bags of ass fucking government employees. I'm talking dumpster fires.
It doesn't even matter government. It doesn't matter what industry you go into.
They're always there.
They're always there. And it's the thing that kind of sucks because the good employees always get punished by the bad employees.
Yeah, we do.
And that's what always happens. What I'm hoping, and I know a lot of companies have been exploring and kind of working with it, the 4-day work week.
You see, I like the concept of that. I think that the 5-day work week was antiquated probably from the 50s on.
Oh, yeah, the factory workers, everything else.
There's so many things we do that are automated and expedited by technology and AI now that you want the human person there as kind of the decision maker for the process. Not, it used to take a while to process spreadsheets, right?
Oh yeah, data.
But now data is an evolutionary, ongoing collective. It doesn't require having somebody there.
Well, they say in 5 to 10 years, accountant positions are going to be out the door because of automation.
We're at the point now where we could talk into our phones and complete whole papers.
Well, that's like college students now. They're using the Chat GPT and all the AI. And here's my thing. If you go to a 4-day work week and you pay people like they're working 40 hours regardless, you're going to have happier employees that are going to be more dedicated to that company.
You'll stimulate the economy in different ways.
Yeah, because people are going to be like, travel.
Entertainment.
I have an extra day off, so I can do more with that extra day off.
They'll be healthier because, in theory, a lot of people are going to start taking care of themselves so they can be more active.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
The whiskey industry will boom. It's going to boom with us regardless. But
imagine working a 4-day work week. Like, how great you would
imagine it every day of the week.
Like, your health would be so much better. Like, it's like, I got that extra day.
Yeah.
By the time.
Well, I'm pushing for the 3-day work week.
I could only dream of a 3-day week. But
would you work? So, if you had a 3-day work week, would you work 15 hours in three days each?
I'd work 10 hours. 10 hours in 3 days.
I would, if you said, hey, you got to work 3 15-hour shifts, you get 4 days off. You wouldn't do that, bro.
Maybe 312s. 312s.
I put in 315s. What's 3 times 15?
That's more than 40 hours, buddy.
I still do it though.
No, I do three.
I do 3 13-hour days. What does that come up with?
I do 3 11s.
Okay.
3 11 hours.
What does that come out to?
33 hours.
You gotta do. You know, man. You gotta do 3 13.
No,
What is that? 3 times 3 is 9. Carry the 1. 3 9.
You're still working close. 40 hours, but
I'm just saying. I do it for 4 days off.
Like, how much work is really there for most companies, most positions in an 8-hour day? How often I'm not even talking government workers. I'm talking your general employees. How much of the time is
they're dicking around the water cooler or taking a dump or something like that?
Dicking around, surfing the net, fucking shooting the shit. You know, waiting for an email response before
doing
they can
their fantasy football lineups.
Yeah. I mean, let's be realistically, 4-hour, 8-hour days. I missed a week of work. I went to work an hour and a half early because I was like, I want to get caught up on everything I missed in the last week.
Yeah. And you were done in like 30 minutes.
I was done in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I was completely caught up in an hour and a half after missing a week of work.
No, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see where this thing takes us in the new year. I mean, it's been the news has been dominated with this transition, and I'm curious. 2025 is fun to be It's fun to be wild. It's fun to be wild too with the college football playoffs. We got to talk about that real quick before you get done. But college football, pro football. Playoffs start this weekend, right?
Dude, we talk about it every podcast.
I know.
I'm sticking with Texas and
You're
sticking
wrong.
with Minnesota.
So you got Minnesota, you got Texas for college football. We got Minnesota for pro. I am rolling. Oh my God! I'm glad Andrew's not down here listening. I'm going with Georgia, and I am going with. Oh, I hate to go against my Steelers, but I'm going with Detroit now.
Here's the thing: you can't go with the Steelers. They showed when they go up against a good team, they can't perform.
Yeah,
and I've said it time and time again that they haven't played anybody that really tested Russell Wilson. They played Philadelphia.
They look like dog shit.
And they look like dog shit.
Well, you know what? I'm going to revise that. I'm going to go with the Bills. I'm going to go with the Bills because they played Detroit and they outplayed them. And I wouldn't be mad if the Bills or Detroit won it. I'd like to see that Super Bowl. I've become a closet Bills fan.
I used to be a Bills fan back in the day when Jim Kelly was there and they used to go to the Super Bowl all the time. You wanted to see Jim Kelly get that ring.
I want to see Josh Allen.
You wanted to see him and Bruce. What was his name?
Bruce Taylor. Or,
no.
The big linebacker.
Yes.
Yeah. Or defensive end.
Defensive end. Yeah.
Jeez, how we messing this? Yeah,
but you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. But you wanted to see them
get it.
Yeah. But now I kind of got DeMar Hamlin. I'd love to see that boy get a ring.
Yeah.
Love to see him get a ring.
I think it would be great for Buffalo. I think it'd be great for Detroit. If that was a Super Bowl, what a great Super Bowl. We would have an outstanding party.
I think if you've seen Detroit and Buffalo in the Super Bowl, it'd be the most watched Super Bowl of all time.
I would have a Super Bowl party. And I don't ever do Super Bowl parties, but I would do it for that.
I think that'd be one that America straight down the line would not care who wins. And we'd be excited to see either.
And then
team
we
win.
could get DeMar Hamlin on because
I could only hope and wish
we get DeMar Hamlin on and talk about it. So
Nina, if you're watching or anybody from the Rocks, hey, we got to get DeMar on, man.
We had as we wind down, we had the potential to have our first celebrity guest on, Danny Glover.
Fell through.
Kind of fell through. A little bit of miscommunication with his assistant. I think he thought we lived in Southern California.
Yeah. When
he was here in Pittsburgh.
A lot of back and forth for weeks.
But I mean, it was almost there. So, we are what we are, and we're not going to change who we are for any one person. I mean, listen, we reached out to Justin Timberlake, and remember we talked to him on the phone, and
that's after he got his DUI. No.
He was like, who the fuck is this on the phone?
Well, I got a couple other numbers in my phone. I'm going to reach out to a few people.
I still want to get Morgan Freeman on. I think you know,
I need to give him a call.
we need to give him a call. So, you know, I think it's fun. Now, I will say this: I'm super pumped for Saturday because Andrew Dixon, country music artist, extremely talented country music artist, beautiful voice, is going to be on, and we're going to do something a little different.
Yeah, we're going to do 2 podcasts.
Yeah, we're going to do 2 podcasts. We're gonna call it the progressive drinking podcast. Because I want to see how
are we going to take videos? This is my first drink. This is my second drink.
I think
of the whole crew.
We're gonna have him play live or recorded at the beginning and then at the end, and we're gonna see if he can remember the words to his own songs that he writes. What we call that's science, and science needs to be tested. I'm a big believer in science, and I just want to see how alcohol affects a musician's ability to get their shit straight.
Here's the thing I noticed today. I haven't seen him in a year. Because the last time I seen him was back in November of last year. When he came on. And I just started watching Yellowstone. You know who you know who the fuck he reminds me of just by the looks?
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell him, I'll be like, anybody ever tell you look like Walker?
He does, dude. He looks just like Walker.
He looks exactly. Yeah. And every now and then with his mannerisms and the way he speaks, I'm like, that's fucking Walker from Yellowstone, man.
So if you guys want to get a preview on this, go to search Andrew Dixon Music. Andrew Dixon is an up-and-coming music artist from Athens, Georgia. He's about to make that leap to Nashville.
You can go on Spotify.
Yeah, go on Spotify.
iTunes.
Beautiful voice, wonderful dude.
What's the one song your boys don't stop listening to and have him play every time he's here?
It's that stupid one about the friggin' Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah,
I fucking can't stand it because he's a bulldog. He's a bulldog. I'm a gator. I will give the blessing to marry my daughter reluctantly because of that. But in all seriousness, he's a great kid, extremely talented, wonderful voice, and. Yeah,
he's a good dude.
Yeah, check him out. We are going to heavily fuck with him, though, as every future father-in-law and uncle-in-law should do. It would call it it's just fucking hazing. Fuck it. Who cares?
I mean, he threw up the first time he was
did.
here.
That was Jennifer.
That's all
Jennifer did her interrogation, made him throw up. So, which is still legendary because she still has it. But
I'm pretty sure Saturday we're gonna have him really fucked up.
So Saturday's gonna be a fun podcast because then we're gonna take it out to the patio and we're gonna do some recording of him singing some popular songs. And I can tell you from that he does, like, for example, Something in the Orange. He does it better than anybody has ever done it, including the guy that recorded. It's a beautiful rendition if he's not too fucked up, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So something to look forward to, guys. And don't forget, before we wrap it up, check out bullitsbourbon.com.
Hey, it's almost Christmas time. You're not going to get it in time.
Yeah,
but nobody doesn't mind a late Christmas gift.
Nobody.
And these hoodies are comfortable.
And they're great, after Christmas gifts too. They're comfortable. Check out the podcast. Check out the website. Don't forget to become a paid Patreon member. It's going to be a ton.
We got giveaways going on.
We do have giveaways going on right now for next month. So check us out, Bullits Bourbon on Instagram and Facebook, and become a paid Patreon member. You increase your chances of winning the high premium dollar bottles. So.
And if we get 50 paid Patreon members, Stag Junior's out there for the month of December.
All you got to do is go to our Patreon and sign up. But we're looking forward to it. Don't forget to check us out and tune in next Saturday, especially. Well, we'll get it out
Saturday night.
So
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, we may be kind of a little blitzed.
No, we'll get it out Sunday night. I always get it out right after we record.
We'll see about that. We make promises we can't keep. I don't want to do that. But. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you, and we look forward to the next episode. As we always say, stay thirsty, my friends. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast of Bullits and Bourbon. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.